because we all see the potential. We've all seen the shots that Fearless has made. So we are definitely, I imagine, all on the same page when it comes to... I think pretty much every other team that plays them as well and that kind of understands what they're capable of. It's just they need some time in the incubator to kind of grow and fix themselves so that they can start getting some big results on the board. They've had some good ones so far, but I think they've shown that they need some more experience still. And we're in a pistol round against Epsilon now. And so far, the Lone Rangers have gained some ground, and GMX could actually make their day very rainy right now as he comes in and gets the frag. Scream desperately wants to get in on the action as well. But so far, it does look like the Lone Rangers are halting themselves in the middle, just seeing if Epsilon will peek them. But that's not to be just yet. PM, here they come, does spot the first player, HuzG, great reaction shot, does take HuzG down, in goes Weber, and Trey's coming in left and right now, so 3-on-3 situation, great shot there from Weber as well, onto PM at the back of the site, bomb will get planted. I don't know if that's an open plant though, we'll have to see in a second, as Weber is stuck on the bomb site. I don't think that's a safe plant at all. I think they can't defend it from vent room, so they got to try to stay on the site right now. Fearless is on a good angle also, and oh wow, what a shot there from Fearless. And we do have ourselves a pretty sick hold. They didn't lose a single man as Epsilon kind of filed in, single file. And Epsilon now going to be on the Eco and the Lone Rangers. Obviously with their buy, it should be pretty easy for them to pick this one up as Epsilon. Actually, no, they decide to go for a pretty big commitment here. It's just PM who doesn't commit, and that's obviously due to the fact that he's thinking about the... Oh, okay, no. It lied to me. He does have only $50, so everybody's pistol armoring right now. It's a big commitment here. They go for the squeaky push. Can they get something? Scream just destroys Weber. Rattlesnake here's got to get the spray down. There's two more players on the angle. In comes Fearless to give him a hand on the angle. Barely making the frags, and not quite. It looks like a lot of damage done by that push there with the pistols of Epsilon as they deny Lone Rangers the round that they wanted. Scream even getting away with the AK-47, tossing it over to the player with more health than armor. Scream, although, you know, he's going to be pretty happy just sitting on the CZ. So far, so good. And they just go for the 2-1 split. And the Lone Rangers, we can see they're in this position where they're like, all right, there's 50 seconds left on the clock. And they can move either to A, either to B. It's a bit of a gamble because it depends on how Epsilon are playing it, right? They could either... Epsilon could feasibly have a guy here, spotting towards A main, and then they could have a guy in middle and a guy, or a guy on the vents and a guy on B. There's lots possible for the setups. We're actually seeing that they're going for basically an even spread across the map. So it's all about Lone Rangers having some good reactions and some good team play. Making sure that if they do push an area, if one of them does go down, the trade is possible. But there's the quick kill. Going to see PM going to come in with the AK-47. Pretty ideal here. Can PM make the kill though? There's two players, does get dinged. Ooh, there he goes. Does make the headshot onto release. And then tosses over the AK to GMX. That AK has seen many hands this round. Many hands indeed. GMX going to be the one now with it. Can he make the kill? There goes go down. No trade possible. PM now without a rifle. But I think HuzG knows his position, and he can't quite get him in time. Good stuff there from the Rangers. They clean up the round, but the damage was huge. They lost everybody but HuzG. So Epsilon are going to feel very good about that, and they can happily just go with a full eco now if they really want to. I'm going to see Extreme, buying a CZ just because they do have quite a bit of money. We may have seen Foxy Zero buying one as well, but he's actually changed his name to FXY0 now, so I guess he doesn't want to be called Foxy Zero. We're going to see the push coming in from Epsilon into B storage. PM actually going to take down release. Another aggression yielding big results here for Epsilon. And Lone Rangers so far have been at the mercy of these aggressions. And Scream is going to be pushing towards middle here. So they've got a good spread across the map at the moment. And Scream might just find himself a kill. Looks like he will go down to Fearless. Weber going to find himself a pick onto Uzi. And Foxy Zero going to go down there towards B storage. And GMX now, not much for him to be able to do with this P2000. They did take down one player. One extra one would be very, very nice, that is for sure. But they did take down 4 in the previous round, so that's fine. forcing 5 rebuys in 2 rounds. Alright, so now we get to see the AWP on Foxy Zero as he picks that one up. And the rest of them going with the M4A1Ss, the cheaper version of the M4. And some would argue that in of itself makes it a better gun. There goes the grenade for the boost. GMX taking a lot of damage already. Good spray here by HudsG as we can see the setup from Epsilon. They have Uzi on the A side, pretty much doing the happy position basically, although he's actually moving towards the back boxes. Happy usually just spots from the site itself using the ramp. But Scream actually going to go for the defense here. They do bust out onto middle, but Scream is going to put his fist down, and he's going to take down 2 players. And Foxy Zero are going to rotate towards A main right now. And it looks like they have stopped the Lone Rangers in their tracks once again. In previous matches, we have seen the Lone Rangers rely heavily upon a picking-based style. This is a style that they can sometimes force to work against some teams just because they are that damn good when it comes to the one-on-ones. Lone Rangers with buckets of skill. And we're going to see it coming in again. Release going to be pretty much alone here, trying to see if he can make a pick, trying to see if he can get some action. It's going to actually force a Molotov to be wasted, but there's only 30 seconds left on the round, so this actually plays in Epsilon's favor. Wasting any time that they can now only reinforces if they see a player that their team has to be committed where that player likely, well, is. And now Lone Rangers are going to make their way in. That's what we can see. And there is 2 players here to defend this. The 2-2 split coming in. Now the rotation coming in. PM, Scream, get frags. And that's going to be it. Very easy stuff there for Epsilon. And we're going to hand it to Scream in middle. You know, he took down 2 players immediately. They wanted to get out on middle. And after middle was denied from them, they had to try to make something else happen, and we can see how awkward that ended up being for them. And so if this should be a big cue to Epsilon to continue this style, to continue denying middle. Now they have the 2 AWPs, it's something they can do. PM on B, Foxy Zero on A, that's the usual setup that they run. Then you can have the 3 players on middle to get that pressure coming in and really make sure that the Lone Rangers never get it. And I think HudsG there, we'll just have to quickly check, is in a position to smoke over for the first, one of the wall of smokes. But that's also smoke that can get you out onto middle, past the A main smoke from the CTs. But it looks like we're going to see a pick coming in. PM actually taking some damage, but still alive. And there's the boost. It's going to be Weber with that AK-47, the only rifle of the team. Ooh, does get some damage onto Scream. Not that much though, and Scream is going to respond pretty heavily. Does take the frag, and Epsilon going to go for some more frags here as the peaks come in. And Lone Rangers, they try to synchronize that, and it went well on the synchronization, but they didn't get the kills, and it was a very strong defense from Epsilon. So far, they're looking very strong. Lone Rangers with quite a lot of bank, actually. They don't. It's a bit awkward though. Look, 6.2k on HudsG. And 2.2 something on Rattlesnake. It's kind of a weird money situation. Could have seen a potential buy coming in, but they're not going to go for it. Double AWP setup for Epsilon. It's done wonders for them in the past. We see that Titan also do something similar. Rubber going to go straight over the box, gets the first kill on Foxy Zero. And there is a trade though. Can they keep swinging this in on the back of those kills? Oh, and they are making 2 more frags with the CZs. And it's a 2-on-2 now. They're going to be able to pick up the weapons released on the AWP. HudsG with the bomb planted on the site. Let's see if Release can do something with this AWP. It's like GMX going to take down HudsG. There is the Molotov, so well placed. Forces Release out of the position into the scope of PM. It's like clockwork here for Epsilon as they take another round. Epsilon doing a good job now after losing a few rounds on that double AWP setup. It's providing some good results. We'll have to see if Lone Rangers can bully their way onto middle. I mean, this has been kind of an issue for them. I wonder if Fearless will go for a timing peak. Okay, his timing for anything sucks right now. I mean, he can go for the B, but we're going to see PM there, likely. Yeah, PM is going there. And let's have a look, see how this goes. I would certainly favor PM in this duel. Let's see if he's going to be able to pull it off. Does get the angle. Look at that, though. Oh, and he gets the second kill, too. And it's worth freeze-framing that shot, because you can see how advantageous the angle is for PM. He sees the opponent slightly before the opponent sees him, and that gives him just that little edge, and with AWPers of this caliber, that's all he needs to take the kill. And once again, we see 3 players gone in the picking battles before the round has even really started for Lone Rangers. And GMX is going to come in to finish the last man off, and there is another round for Epsilon. And this is really the problem that the Lone Rangers face at the moment, is that in their bag of tricks, in their arsenal, they do need some set plays, some really, not necessarily fast set plays, they can be delayed, but they need some of those in the bag. We've seen that they have a very good understanding of CT side. Their T side does suffer a little bit, but their CT side is really good. So if they can get 4 or 5, 6 rounds on the T side, it's certainly a winnable match for them. And here it is, the mid contest once again. In goes the boost. C0 ready for it. Does find the head of Rattlesnake, and it is so easy for them. They were expecting all these shots, these angles, and Lone Rangers keep playing into them now, as Epsilon are certainly looking very strong indeed. Lone Rangers, what are their options like now? Weber might try to toy with them, distract them by opening the door. And he will have a friend coming in. We can see Fearless and Husky making their way in. So he's trying to distract right now, make them look at that angle whilst his teammates peek out. See Weber sort of jumping around. Fearless could be in with a nice little peek here. Foxy Zero on the angle though. Look at this, he's ready and waiting. Boom, there it is. Good shot there from Foxy Zero. Doesn't get the second though. Going to be on top of it though with the next one, and Foxy Zero does take a quick little triple, but let's not forget that he had loads of teammates there to help him. They rotated around very quickly. Epsilon read the round quite well, and Lone Rangers lose another one, and they still have money though in the bank to buy once again. Next round though will be eco unless they get the bomb down. I think they're on 30. I think they lost 5 in a row now, or something close to that. So with the bomb down as well, that is like 4,200 or something like that. So they could actually force it up if they get the bomb down quite okay. But otherwise, it's not really worth it, and they will have to eco. Uzi with that is bold. No support, no one pop flashing him, nothing. Uzi just like, I'm just going to open this door, walk through, and shoot you. Even though you get loads of time to react, seeing that door open, and just pre-fire me if you want. But Uzi actually even gets the kill. His hubris actually gives him a result. So we have to see now what happens here as Lone Rangers once again going down a man at the start of the round. This continues to happen to them. They haven't seemed to get themselves an advantageous position when it comes to the man numbers. GMX very close to the middle here, and in comes the play very soon onto a Foxy Zero once again though. It's actually going to whiff some shots. They are going to close into his position. 3 shots actually missed. There is the 4th shot missed there by Foxy Zero. You can see the impact on that. And GMX going to toss a Molotov to the back of the site. There is a 2-on-2 despite Foxy Zero missing all those shots. Now it's on GMX. They don't know his position exactly just yet, but here comes the angles. I think GMX has barely spotted one. This is a really good position if they don't know where he is, and that is the case, but I think Rattlesnake saw him. He's going to drop down onto Fearless. Fearless doesn't know what's hitting him, but Rattlesnake luckily has a good shot to stop that frag from happening. And Foxy Zero missing 4 in a row there. Even having taken 1 kill would have given GMX a 1-on-1, which is a massive difference to a 1-on-2 after plant. So we're going to have to see if he can execute a little bit better, or if the Lone Rangers are going to read into this. I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't think we're going to see Foxy Zero miss 4 shots in a row again. So this is not something that the Lone Rangers to really say, okay, this worked, let's try this again. They should certainly be cautious. Oh wow, that's perfect angling there for the wallbang. And PM getting in position there, perhaps for a peek, maybe get pop flashed out and then go for the AWP pick. Have to see it. Looks like just going to get smoked off, I think. As Epsilon still hold on to their position. So they're just running the same setups right now. They know that it's largely been working. If they hit the shots that it works, and there's no reason why they shouldn't hit the shots. And once again, I think we're going to see Foxy Zero get tested here. Look at this. 4 players towards A. 4 Lone Rangers. Got Foxy Zero in the back. In come the grenades. Once again, Uzi and Foxy Zero. Foxy Zero goes down straight away. Uzi now has to make the frags. Does take one down onto Husky. Fearless also going to find the end of Scream's M4. As Scream will finally go down. It's an advantageous position now for Lone Rangers. They've done well getting into the site. Uzi is there though. And I think Rattlesnake cancelled the plant there so that he could help his teammate. And this is actually going to delay the plant massively. But Epsilon's GMX, he's not going to be able to save it this time either in the 1-on-2. And Lone Rangers, I said before they shouldn't play too heavily on the fact that they won that round previously just because Foxy Zero missed a few shots in a row. But it looks like they're actually going to make it work yet again. So, props to the Lone Rangers for doing that. They are losing a lot of men each time, though. We can see how badly off they are for the money, despite winning a couple rounds in a row. They're going to switch it up now. They know that the money is pretty much broken for Epsilon, so they're going to try to take over mid. And they do have a tentative kind of angle in towards A main as well to stop pushes. They've seen squeaky pushes before from Epsilon. They should be definitely wary of this, but so far, there it is. We can see one player is ready to look at this angle. Weber with the AK is going to spot two players, going to chuck a flash out, but in come some players here for Lone Rangers through middle, and Rattlesnake will find the head of GMX. And it's a 2-on-3 situation, and Uzi's going to pick up an AK, and Scream going to find himself a CZ with 11 bullets in it. And do they hold on to this AK, or do they go for it right now? Actually, looks like they should just go for this, actually, because they're going to be able to buy next round anyway. So, looks like, okay, Scream found himself an AK, so AKs are pretty nice, and Izzy doesn't have any armor, but okay, that's cool. That's actually really nice. They both got AKs. Hells yeah. Hells yeah! AK-47s. Always very nice on the CT side, especially for a man like Scream. I'm going to see the Brits trying to hunt down Epsilon now. They've released the Hounds, and so far they haven't found them. They are close, but that's going to be it. So Lone Ranger's going to take an advantage now, so that's really, really nice of them. And they had those two, consecutive rounds on the A site, and that just broke Epsilon. And it felt like rounds that Epsilon, they kind of misplayed from the execution standpoint. They had setups that worked. The Lone Rangers didn't have the most perfect grenades going into the site, but it felt like Epsilon, they faltered a little bit on some of the shots, and we'll have to see if they're able to recover from this now. This is definitely a way to lose a game against a team like the Lone Rangers, as they are currently exploiting it. And we are on the round here with 2 AKs in play, 3 M4s for Epsilon, so very different setup to what they like to play with, which is the 2 AWPs on PM and Foxy Zero. But Izzy's boosted into a nice spot. Not with the silenced M4 though, but with the AK. And Lone Rangers, they've been going for their opening round picks. So far they've really not found anything, as Epsilon have denied them many angles. And so now it's all about getting this B split to work. They need to get themselves into mid and into the vents. This is going to be up to Scream, I think. He usually plays middle. He's usually a support mid player for an AWPer. That's been his roles in the past as well. But if he can stop them from getting through onto the vents, it's going to definitely help the retake a lot. Assuming Lone Rangers can actually take the site, in they go. HusG in, and out he goes. GMX with the peak. 2 players falling for the Lone Rangers. In comes Rattlesnake, though, from middle. There's 3 of them still left alive. Let's see what they can do here. PM on the site. His job to delay. Does get their snap onto Rattlesnake. And Foxy Zero coming in from the back. They are just annihilating this push at the moment. Weber on the bomb side itself. He is also going to fall. And we have ourselves an Epsilon round. 6-6 the score as we draw ever closer to the end of the first half. And so far, Epsilon have had a few pitfalls here and there to Lone Rangers. Lone Rangers played a good game when it comes to hitting the shots, for sure. I mean, we could see how, running into double AWP setups, that was really painful for them, finding those picks. They were always going a man down at the start of the rounds. But ever since those AWPs have kind of left the kind of side of Epsilon, they have been finding more success here. And we see Foxy Zero was actually placed as a single AWPer on middle. Going to fall back now. I think they smoked him off. And GMX going to spot quite a few players. He can't really stay in that position too easily, as they will be able to just all aim there. It's a very tight space, can't dodge them. GMX going to come out though, just busting out, goes for the wrist now, goes for the shots, hits them. 2 players down, 3 players down. GMX is winning this round here for Epsilon now, as Uzi tidying up the last couple players there for Lone Rangers. And they go 7-6, and Epsilon look to be gaining themselves a lead. They have a lot of bank, and they can certainly purchase those AWPs if they want for the double AWP setup. And yeah, I mean, they really should. It was working great for them earlier on. It really was. They got plenty of money left. We're going to see that they don't opt for that. Still hanging tight onto those 2 AKs. GMX and Izzy now. And we'll have to see how this works out for them. Fearless is going to go for the peek into A main. There's no presence there at all from Epsilon. They're playing very tentatively there. We've got Izzy very close to Squeaky door in the corner there. And with A main smoked off, it's hard for Izzy to play the happy position where he just jumps up the little wooden board there and slides up for the spot. And looks like they're going to be going for the A push again. Oh, hello! What does Rattlesnake find? GMX. He's probably thinking, like, how the hell did GMX even get there? And no one knows about it. But he's going to accept the free kill happily, as now the push is going to come in. They know it's going to happen here. All these grenades like just coming in, but the smoke is down on A main again. So after chucking in a few nades themselves, they kind of don't want to go through. So already an investment into this site. And FXYO, Foxy Zero going to take down Fearless. Rattlesnake going to try to provide a distraction and delay on the rotation from B. And in comes the rest of the Rangers into this A bomb site. Weber spraying around that corner. Going to take down one player as the bomb does get planted. And it's a 2-on-2. Epsilon's PM and Scream are remaining here. But Weber, easy shot for him. HuzG going to get an easy one as well. 7-7. It is all tied up right now. Epsilon and Lone Rangers. Who is it going to be? I think many people would certainly favor Epsilon in this clash between the Brits and the French side. Epsilon certainly have had better results overall, but they are not as new of a team as the Lone Rangers are. And they are relying on the double up setup again. PM, you can see here he is on the B. Oh my god, that was just brutal there. Release taking down PM, great headshot. And Fearless going to pick off Izzy. It is falling apart already. These are the picks we were talking about earlier, just coming into play. And Epsilon, now they are definitely in a mighty pickle, to say the least. Who have we got? We've got Scream up on the catwalk. He's going to actually take down one. So Scream working them back into the game slowly. He's on 8 points of health now. And the grenade is going to be promptly eaten by Scream. That is not going to help him survive. Foxy Zero on a good angle, but probably not going to get much there. And they have to, I mean, it's the last round, so they're going to have to try. So they are going to go in. Foxy Zero, good shot there over towards Forklift, takes down Fearless. There's a return though. GMX ready. Another player downed by GMX and 2 more left for him to take out. There's very limited time remaining. He pretty much needs to be defusing it right now. He's going to get the frag, but he literally has to be defusing right now. He's going to go for it, but no time. Bomb is going to explode, and that is the round for Lone Rangers. They're going to go 8-7. They take the lead right at the end, right at the last round. And Lone Rangers, I'm actually certainly surprised by this. Honestly, I would say from this position that I would favor the Lone Rangers to win the game now, but Epsilon are one of the few teams I've seen actually have explosive results on the T half. They have some very cool stuff. Epsilon have this strat. I wonder if you'll see it, where when they're on the one of their ecos, if it's later into the half and Foxy Zero has built some bank, you have to get used to calling him Foxy Zero, as obviously that's how he wants to be called now. If he gets some bank, he will just buy up an AWP. And then the rest of them will just have pistols, and they'll go for this crazy rush with a few nades. And we actually saw that get them back into a game. I think we saw them get like 10 rounds or something on the T half not so long ago. I think maybe like a week ago or something. All these games do merge into my brain together. It's hard to pick one from another now, as I've casted so many. But I am very curious now. This could be really close. This could be really, really close. Could be another draw. Let's have a look. Pistol round. Pistol round time. Okay, so it's a pretty basic split here, defensive play for Epsilon. They're going to be boosting up a couple players and just waiting a little bit to get flashed in. Now they're going to drop into mid. So mid control taken by Epsilon. Perhaps going to speed things up now as they do get through the CT mid. There is Fearless though with a few shots. And this is very dangerous now. Look at this. What are we seeing? Scream just emerging from the back. Fearless, Weber, caught off guard entirely, going to go down. Release does get a return frag, but the bomb is planted. Look how far away they are. It's like 100 years to get over there. Don't even know why I'm drawing an arrow, because you guys can differentiate between the sites and where the players are on the map. But it is a pretty big ask to get to the site, let alone get a retake going. And then the defuse. So well done by Epsilon. That was very handily done there. I mean, it's very interesting, in fact, that I mean we saw some free frags coming. We saw, you know, they got in mid. I think it was FX Zero, Foxy Zero. I'm gonna keep stumbling on that one. Who just jumped straight away to this position, and then he just went straight up here, and that kind of happened. They did the split up here and up short as well, and then through A main all at the same time. And it just seemed like there was no real resistance or spotting from the Lone Rangers. They really were caught completely off guard. So I'm not sure what happened there for them, but definitely a lack of spotting. As now we're going to see Epsilon playing the standard anti-eco, slowly making their way into B, not really messing around too much with the picks. No stack here just yet. There is a player in the vent room. It's actually released. He's going to come out with that 5-7. Does make a quick kill before he goes down. And there's PM. Foxy Zero getting the trade. A couple players left here for the Lone Rangers. There's Scream on the flank. When Scream makes headshots, I swear it looks different than other people. It just looks so clean, so clinical. We should call him the Surgeon. There's clinical precision. Scream the Surgeon. I don't know if that's going to stick. Probably not. Either way, I'm sure he has many nicknames already pertaining to his headshot abilities. Either way, 9-8 is the score. Epsilon doing a good job. First couple rounds very clean for them. They look very good. And Lone Rangers, it's all about when they get these weapons in play. That's what we need to see. And when we see the kind of setup they're going for, we can start making, you know, inferences as to what could happen, where the strengths and weaknesses are. But already we're seeing some fun stuff here from Lone Rangers, boosting up from sandbags, getting themselves over the smoke, and actually getting the kill. So kind of actually a big deal there, as they should be able to pick up one of those weapons in middle. But down rain the AK-47 bullets from Izzy over at short to take down a couple players. And Epsilon looking very good in this round. Where's Weber? Where's Weber? There he is. So he's just going to be sneaky here and just... that's the game they're going to be playing. Instead of where's Wally or where's Walder, it's where's Weber, and he's going to be in middle looking for those exits and seeing if he can pick up a rifle. An AK would certainly be like Christmas here for him. And he's not going to get one, so that's very unfortunate. But going to see Epsilon now facing up against the AWP of Fearless. And he has been the thorn in the side of pretty much every single team that he has played against. I mean, in the last few weeks, he's done some really ridiculous, robotic, like awesome, like amazing AWPing, and we haven't seen him really show up just yet in the T half. But perhaps in the CT half, he's going to show us something. But to hold that thought, we're going to see a counter boost here from Huzji straight away. And look at this, he's going to spot two players. Very ambitious there. They're going to spot that as well. So Epsilon, they know what's up. Going to go over the top, if you will. And the Rattlesnake will deny a screen, but he does pick off Huzji in the effort. Epsilon slowly gaining ground. They do have middle. This is something that they know. They forced Lone Rangers back. You can see the effect on the map now. Lone Rangers, they're kind of just playing from A, playing from B, kind of giving up middle entirely. Rattlesnake now going for an information play, wants to spot the B split if it's happening. And if you just see some players going towards vents, it's very indicative of B split. He saw someone, gets a pick as well. So Rattlesnake putting in good work here to try to make this B split very, very weak indeed. And look at this, Release is already getting a frag. Uzi and PM, what can they do to stop this? Release with a great kill there. In comes PM from headshot, gonna take it down. Goes for the fake. Can he get a quick kill though? Not quite. Gonna get toyed with, and finally finished off by Rattlesnake. So good stuff here from the Lone Rangers. So Foxy Zero with the AWP. And we have Fearless still running the AWP as well. They haven't extended an AWP to any other players. Of course, we know that essentially the Lone Rangers could all buy just AWPs. We could have 5 AWPs, and they are all quite good at AWPing, so that is a possibility. Well, it's not really a possibility for them, but the idea is that they have the versatility there to play a lot of AWPs. And so far, they are favoring one. We see a bit of a malfunction on the squeaky play there. Is he going to get a pick? As the Lone Rangers already losing a player. And Uzi re-flashed in, actually, and that actually helps Rattlesnake out, because he was definitely looking for that frag. And he's going to be able to fall back now. feeling happy about a one-to-one trade. It's still beneficial though to Epsilon, and we can see that if they were to hit this site hard now, there's only Rattlesnake here. So let's get another frag though, so they keep wanting to one-on-one him. Rattlesnake basically doing a 1 versus 5 here. I mean, there's no one else on this side of the map. Actually, GMX is actually going towards B right now and does get a pick onto release. This is going to allow Foxy Zero and Scream to either go for A and do a 2 versus 1 or combine with GMX for the B play. Looks like GMX is going to go down, so the B play is a little bit out of the window now. So they're going to make their way up mid. Great flick there from Fearless. Might just be something else in store as well. There is Scream. There's a tapping action. He's going to take down Rattlesnake with ease. Then goes to smoke, but he knows an AWP is on the angle. Great stuff there from Scream. There's another one. HusG on the angle again. And Scream, he will falter. Cannot get kill number 3. It was a good effort, but Scream will not be able to win the round there for Epsilon. And the Lone Range is tied up. So 10-10. Very close game. I love close games. But as I'm solo casting, my vocal cords at the moment are hating on me pretty hard, I must admit. Either way, Epsilon are going to make their way towards A actually, just perhaps for a contact play into A. Got a nice little pre-nade there from Weber, you can see that chipping away. A chunk of Izzy's health suddenly disappearing. And auto director please. There we go, get back in time for a wonderful 1-dig from Scream. As the nades rain in here. Fearless does take down Foxy Zero, but there is still a Scream and a GMX left. Let's see what they can do. The bomb does get planted by Scream. This could get a little bit awkward here for the Lone Rangers. There is GMX at the back of the site. Oh my god, Scream! Let's get another one. There's number 2 with the Deagle. That's what he's going to find. It's a 1 of 3 now. GMX is going to get taken out, but bomb planted, 2 frags. Definitely a result there for Epsilon. And look at Lone Rangers. They're hardly going to be able to rebuy these weapons. Really, Fearless has to drop for one of his teammates so they can, for release, I guess, so that he can get full grenades and everything. I'll just jump over here and see how this goes. Just tossing those M4s around. All right, so the Lone Rangers are certainly not having to really adjust themselves too much. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Is really the motto to play by here, as they're going to go for another aggressive play towards middle. They've been doing this like fairly often. We often see HusG and Rattlesnake getting close up to the T side of middle, and it has given them a lot of information. That's the prime idea behind it. Let's see Weber now. Actually, towards A, he's got 3 players actually, fairly close, but he is getting some Rattlesnake coming in now as well. Let's see what Weber can see. He's not got the best angle towards A main, but Rattlesnake does have a decent angle there. This is a standard kind of 2-man setup, and Rattlesnake can't worry too much about the guy on door here. He's got to primarily concern himself with this guy's on A main. Looks like the door guy is going to get pushed back by the Molotov. Rattlesnake going for the peaks here with that FAMAS. Not quite finding anything just yet. It's very tense here for him. What's Weber see? Absolutely nothing. Rattlesnake is just in this area, kind of pinned down between the guy on A main and the guy on door. This is really awkward here for him, and he's going to go down. There was not much he could do. Now Weber is alone on this site. Needs to get a frag or 2, to say the least. Really 2 have to be made here by Weber. Not going to find a single frag. Got Fearless coming in now. Flick shot missed. Second missed. That's all he's going to get. Goes down. Uzi now making his way through short onto a frag onto HusG. There he is. Great headshot from him. As now we have release for the Lone Rangers as the last man standing. And really things just went wrong. I mean, for Rattlesnake there. I mean, that was kind of what the problem was. They didn't see enough players to rotate everybody. They could have rotated an extra, like from middle or something, to have like a 3-2 split. When Rattlesnake, saw 2 players and they knew there was a guy at door. So they could have predicted at least 3 players towards A, which is what we saw. But definitely this angle here, where he's got the guy looking in from here and the guy looking in from here, doesn't really help Rattlesnake that much. They needed the guy around here to kind of one-on-one. By the way, it's impossible to draw straight lines with this wireless mouse. They needed a guy basically on this angle to handle this guy on Squeaky, because he was really causing too many problems for Rattlesnake, and they didn't have like a way to smoke it off or flash Rattlesnake out. So the problems really mounted from there. And we're going to see Lone Rangers now on an eco, and they're going to... Wow, are you serious? Fearless going to pick up a headshot onto Foxy Zero, and Also, an AWP goes to HuzG. They fall back after picking up the weapon. And let's see what Rattlesnake can do with this AWP. He can toss it over to Fearless. And here he is. That flip knife fade. And very nice knife. Let's see what he's able to accomplish here. There is the angle towards Squeaky. And Epsilon have to combine their forces. They've got to figure out where the AWP is. Now they know where the AWP is. The AWP is on middle. So they don't want to challenge the AWP at all if they can avoid it, as it's the only good weapon on the Lone Ranger's force right now. That's the only thing they have going for them. So they're going to hit the B site hard. This is smart now because they can use their grenades to really segue Rattlesnake, and Rattlesnake just going to hit the floor straight away. In fact, Fearless is the AWPer, and all the nades come in. He can't really do much. All of the kind of meat shields that Fearless had are gone now at this point, apart from Weber, who is over towards short. But good round from Epsilon. They read where the AWP was. They hit B site hard and fast before the AWPer could react, and that was smart. Simple response to a potentially dangerous option for Lone Rangers, with that AWP in the hands of Fearless. They would very much benefit from taking this AWP away from him now, though, if they go for the hunt. But it looks like Weber's actually going to find a kill and a weapon on the site. Can he get that? Wow! Uzi! Earth to Uzi! Is anybody there? I mean, Uzi had no idea that Weber was there after he made a kill there. He was just sprinting for weapons. That was interesting. I don't know if Uzi went AFK. I'm not sure, but definitely looked a little bit weird. Either way, 12 to 11. And Epsilon are definitely looking in a great position. Fearless, so having that AWP from the previous round, will actually be able to drop it if he wants, and they can play a double AWP setup. That would be pretty nice to mix it up in that way, especially considering that Epsilon have been playing a pick-based style so far as their default, which is the standard. And we are seeing the pause coming in now. But yeah, I would like to see Fearless dropping an AWP. The other option for Fearless, does he actually have armor? Let's quickly check that. I don't think he does. Okay, so he's going to buy armor. So he's going to be on around 6k. So he could drop 2 M4s, or he could buy another AWP and put the AWP on Rattlesnake. So those are the 2 options they have. I think that would be pretty nice. I think an AWP on the A site would be pretty darn nice, and to play Fearless on B and just run the 1-3-1 setup for a while could be something that could work quite well for them. We've seen that, generally speaking, Epsilon have often moved, a couple players on these kinds of angles, so they can kind of see all these angles. They also have the guy from Squeaky. Let's draw that a bit better, because the guy from Squeaky is often looking here. So they've had these angles, basically. And so an AWPer would definitely be pretty nice to contest some of those. We've seen that there has been struggles, and they've lost players on A, and that's generally where Epsilon have been finding themselves in good fortunes. Definitely just mixing things up. There's always a good argument for mixing things up. If you're comfortable with it, if it's something that you have played and practiced with time and again here and there, then definitely go for it. They haven't shown it just yet. They have just kept the AWP on Fearless, so we'll have to see what is actually going on with the pause, because I don't know exactly what the reason for the pause is, but I'm sure it's to remedy very soon. We're going to make a really cool point there at B play from the CTs that Virtus do that I really like. And GMX is going to knife Scream for some reason. Anyway, we'll have to maybe come back to that later on when talking about potential options here. We're going to see it, Foxy Zero with the pick there. That is kind of strong. That is pretty strong there. Onto Fearless. Very unfortunate as well. We do see that they went for the drop of the AWP there. Rattlesnake picked up an AWP. Or actually, did he pick up Foxy Zero's AWP? No, he had an AWP towards B. Okay, so he had the AWP buy. Good pick there from Rattlesnake as GMX, the usual guy from Epsilon who tries to take over B storage, does get taken out. Got a guy behind the smokes though, and Foxy Zero kind of knows about it, and there, the smoke goes away. Weber is naked, no smoke to hide behind. Gets a frag somehow. Unbelievable. Is he coming back? He's like, guys, what the hell is going on in A main? Does take down Weber, and now we have a 2-on-3 situation where Rattlesnake going to get eliminated. No health to play with, and Foxy Zero going to get himself the bomb down. Boom. So here comes HuzG. Easy frag, easy life. There's a player on either side though. Gonna toss in the flash, see if he can get a reaction. Maybe a peek that he can exploit. But Foxy Zero on top of things here with the AWP. And it was very unlucky for Fearless. I mean, he went in for the pick there. It was an aggressive risk. Those are the kinds of aggressive risks with which I don't usually like, considering the economic climate and the fact that if he really wanted to take that risk, he could have had someone help him make it safe by throwing in a flash first. And that would have actually allowed him to take a free shot and then fall back out again. We do see players sometimes do it without support, but I guess I can talk about it because we're on an eco here for Lone Rangers. Let's see how that develops for them. But usually, when you have AWPers like this, I had a conversation with Devilwalk when he was here, and I asked him, I said to him, like, okay, so with JW, what's the deal? Is JW an AWPer that, we all know that he takes these risks, and that he can either lose you the round or win you the round with these risks sometimes, because they can be quite outrageous from a theory perspective. Because, usually if you're just playing on a theory perspective, then you're going to get quite predictable. And that's the entire purpose of it. The surprise element plus the additional skill that player has for those kinds of plays creates a situation where actually, theoretically, that's actually not so bad for that one individual to do it. But with players like that, usually, as we do see the bomb go down, and HuzG does try to save this AK, so usually what happens is with players like this, they're very momentum based. They don't communicate as well with their team. HuzG might make a frag. Nope, it's going to get denied the AK. So they don't communicate very well with their team. JW, so it turns out, Devil was telling me, JW is immense at communicating with his team. So whenever he does anything, his team always know. And this is a really, really big deal behind aggressive AWPers like that. Because if you take a risk like that that's completely crazy, then your teammates have to know what's happening. They then get a choice to be able to support you in any way that they can, and they know how you're going to move on the map. And being great decision makers in CS, they'll be able to do awesome plays to help make whatever you're doing successful, or react positively amongst the map. Because if someone's really far out, your position could be made redundant if you just stay there. So just a quick point I wanted to make there about these AWP risks that we can see. Definitely, by no means could you say that what Fearless did was completely incorrect or anything like that, but definitely it was a big risk. That's all there is to it, really. Either way, moving on as we are into this gun round, we do have a situation here with Epsilon and Lone Rangers, where Epsilon are close to winning this match now. The money is very, very bad. Lone Rangers will lose the next round if they lose this one. It's all on this, really. So Epsilon looking to force that eco, looking to get the win here. Great position, though. Is he going to come out? Might not be looking the right way. We do have a great position there from Rattlesnake on forklift as well. And still, we have Weber in this position, not really giving himself away just yet. This is really playing into Lone Ranger's hands. Weber going to get the kill onto the bomber. That bomb will drop onto the site. Foxy Zero with a frag in return. But it's still Weber in this position that's causing all kinds of trouble. We've got 3 players left here now for the Lone Rangers as the bomb does go down for Epsilon. But Foxy Zero can not even plant the bomb amongst the fire. Oh, and look at that. He has to actually creep forwards into the embrace of Fearless's AWP. And we're going to see a 12-14 scoreline. The Lone Rangers keeping themselves in the game. Really well done by them. And wow, that was a very critical round. Very fortunate that they ran into that setup where Weber was boosted up on the box. I don't think they've done that previously in this cash game. So Lone Rangers in with a chance once again. Here goes Foxy Zero for a peek. Finds nothing just yet. Who is he? Very defensive. Looking for HuzG, and he might just find him, but there he looks away. HuzG, barely manages to get past the angle just as he looks away, and he might just get the frag because of it. I don't believe it. The timing is unreal. And here we go. 14-12 now. A pick for Lone Rangers. There is the return, though. I was about to say things are looking good, but this definitely puts Epsilon ahead now on the round as they try to make this B split a possibility. They don't have to go for it, but the threat is real right now. We see that there's 3 players towards B for Lone Rangers, just 1 on the side of A. And they might go for the rotation very shortly. Here goes Epsilon into the B bomb site, dropping Foxy Zero as Scream goes in from the vent room. It's looking very good right now. The hold is very strong here from the Lone Rangers. It's a 3 versus 2. GMX is basically dead at this point, and his support player, PM, he dies, and Lone Rangers take the round 14-13. And this is looking really good now because Epsilon can't even buy. So the Lone Rangers should be able to get at least a tie game here and get themselves the edge on the economy. And all of a sudden, Epsilon looking so good on the brink of winning the match. The Lone Rangers take control. We'll have to see what they're able to do with the pistols. And there is the pop flash ready for GMX. And look at this, they're going to push, Lone Rangers will push A main a little bit, so they're going to figure out what's going on very quickly now as the pistols come in. What can Epsilon do here? That is the huge question as Scream is up close, personal with the P250, and they are getting absolutely destroyed here by the rifle fire of the Brits. And Epsilon, Foxy Zero in the back, does take down Release before he falls. A valiant effort there in the end, but it's going to be 14-14, and we have ourselves a potential 30 rounder once again, or it's going to go to the 30 rounds. This is unreal. Epsilon now just buying as much as they can. They can't even do a proper buy right now. They don't even have full nades. And the Lone Rangers have full everything. Everything they could possibly want. Here's the boost actually. We're going to see Scream up there, but here's Fearless ready to make the shot. Hits the shot into Scream. And already going up a man. Good stuff here for Lone Rangers. Now Epsilon have to assess their options. They're actually still pushing mid. Foxy Zero is up towards white box already. And he might be able, if they smoke off a short, he could actually get up to that AWPer. He's going to smoke off short indeed. And try to get himself close, but they would have called it now. I think they saw him just through the gap in the smoke. Here he goes. Oh, Foxy Zero. There it is. Does get the frag onto Fearless just barely. And that will even things up. That allows the split onto the A bomb site. It's looking really good here for Epsilon now as the Lone Rangers have to make a really good defense. Can they do it? Here goes Release. Lurker trying to stop the rotation. And this defense is immaculate from the Brits. Rattlesnake picking off GMX, picking off PM, and that's going to be it. 15 rounds to the 14 now, and they might just keep themselves. There's one if they're able to win this game, they can qualify. If they don't, then they're going out. They're not going to get themselves to the playoffs. This is a lot on the line here for the Lone Rangers. A lot on the line. So let's see. It's all in this round right now. This is the round that means it all for the Lone Rangers. And look at this buy. This buy is very weak from Epsilon. They didn't even get the bomb down last round. So they weren't able to really put a proper buy together. So Lone Rangers might be able to win it here. This would be a crazy result. And so far, we're yet to see any action here. We do have a push into the vent stream from GMX. So Lone Rangers have given up quite a lot of position. They're playing very defensively. 2 on the side, actually, which is quite an awesome mix-up. Hyper defensive play. And Epsilon, they might not see this until it's too late. GMX still there, ready. In a good position to actually nade CT spawn and headshot as well. He's going to nade headshot, actually onto the site rather, with the Molotov, forcing Release to actually jump back. And they will spot him now, but they might not know there's still another man on the site as well. There's HuzG making the peaks now. They know they are getting the frags. There's 2 players, 3 players going down, and there it is. They are going to get the bomb site. Epsilon doing a fantastic job, and the Lone Rangers, I don't know if a draw is good enough to get them through to the playoffs. Gonna have to see. GMX now over at headshot still. Good position. Is he going to take down Rattlesnake? And looks like Weber's going to go down as well.